Birria tacos. The papito, the daddy of tacos, in my humble opinion. That slow cooked meat in a delicious consommé of chilies, tomatoes, onions, and spices, cooked to perfection and slapped onto a beautiful tortilla. Without further ado, let's begin the process of cooking birria tacos. The beef. You can use beef, you can use goat, whatever makes you happy. We're gonna start off with short ribs and chuck roast. I like to mix the two because of the flavor differences in each, plus I like the fat content you're gonna get from short ribs. If you don't wanna use short ribs, can't get short ribs, you could just use a chuck roast, vice versa, only short ribs, totally up to you, but this is what we're gonna go with. Our short ribs are already cut, that's how we got them. I like to leave that fat on because as we brown the meat, we wanna use that fat later. One, because fat's flavor, and two, because that's what we're gonna help cook our tortillas in. I do have a chuck roast here. We're gonna go ahead and just cut this into big chunks. I'm gonna come across this way. It's not rocket science or perfection here. Make sure they can separate. Our pan is on medium-high heat. I'm going to add a little bit of beef tallow. If you want to see how I make that, check the link below. I have a video on how I make that. The reason why we're going to go ahead and put this in, even though we are going to render some of this fat out of the meat, is just to start the process of browning a little bit quicker. We've allowed our pan to heat up a little bit with that beef tallow. We're going to first come in with our short ribs. You want to go ahead and get a nice golden brown sear on all sides as best you can. If you can't get all sides, it's not the end of the world, but try your best. Okay, so here we go. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get these over. Make sure you be careful. The oil is going to be popping. Short ribs are off. Now we're going to go ahead and continue the same process with our cut up chuck roast. Don't overcrowd the pan too much. We do have a lot more fat in the pan now due to the amount of fat that's on the short ribs that have rendered down. Keep that in there. That's all love. While the meat's browning, we're going to go ahead and quarter up some Roma tomatoes. Our short ribs and our chuck roast are now seared to perfection. We are going to put this aside while we continue to the next process. This fat that's in the pan, I want some of it in there, but we are going to drain some of this out. Just leave a little bit. All this fond at the bottom of the pan, we want this there, and we're going to start scraping this off when we continue our next process. Medium-low heat. Roma tomatoes, 1 onion. It's obviously going to start releasing the juices from both. Start scraping around that bottom. Get that stuff off. To this, we're going to go ahead and add some salt. We're going to add some pepper. Why did I not add salt and pepper to the meat? Is because there was so much browning that we had to do, and then at the level of hot that it's going to be, I don't know if that made sense. I don't want the pepper to start to stick to the pan and begin to burn and leave off a slight bitter flavor. So we're just going to add it now. It's not going to hurt anything. When you're going to brown your meat, there's going to be oil popping. It's going to be hot. It's going to be smoke. If it's something that you don't really want to do, you don't want the oil burns, you don't want to make a mess, that's totally okay. Basically just start off where we are now, and when we make our sauce, our consommé, then you can just go ahead and add your meat to it. It's still going to be delish. So just put that in consideration as well. This is about medium-low. We're going to get our chilies ready. We are going to start to prepare our chilies. We're using guajillo, ancho, and chili de arbol. The chili de arbol, I'm not going to worry about seeding them. I don't care. When it comes to your ancho and your guajillo, We need to take the stems out and get the seeds out. Come here. Open that up. Get all the seeds out. Perfect. Our tomatoes and onions have started to break down. We're gonna go ahead and take our chilies, pour them in. Stir this up. Now you can go ahead and get hot water and steep your pepper or your chilies in that prior. I'm just not gonna do that. This is how we're doing it. Keep stirring it up. Now as this goes, we're gonna go ahead and add garlic cloves. We're gonna add bay leaf. We have thyme, Mexican oregano, clove, and cumin. Throw that in there. 1 cinnamon stick, allspice. And we're gonna go ahead and add some water. We're gonna mix this up and allow this to just go on medium heat and soften everything up. Oh man, now it really smells like a party in here. I forgot to mention, we're gonna add some white vinegar. The smell right now is absolutely fantastic. It smells like a festival time in Mexico with the clove, the allspice, the cinnamon. Delish. It's almost there. We're gonna let that keep going for a little bit. Once we added all our ingredients to our love potion here, we allowed it to cook down on a medium-high heat for about 20 minutes. We're now gonna get this into the blender so we can finish the sauce up. How I didn't spill basically everything, I don't really know. That was a lot of luck today. Let's go ahead and blend this. Turning on would be good. Beautiful. We've got all our tomatoes, onions, spices, chilies blended together. Our meat is browned. We are now going to add this all together and start cooking it down. First, we are going to go ahead and add our blended mixture. We're going to add a little water to our blender to get all that extra love out of here. We're now going to go ahead and add all our meat in. I'm sure glad I switched pans because I don't think that other pot was going to hold all of this. Want to make sure you add all those delicious drippings on your meat pan or meat dish. In they go. Just lightly stir this all up here. This is going to be delish. Right now I got the pan on medium heat. I want this to come up to a simmer. We'll show you what it looks like at that point. And then we are just gonna basically throw a lid on there and let it cook down. Our consommé has come up to a very slow boil. We don't want it boiling very hard. Allow that just to sit. We'll put the lid back onto it. We're not gonna fully cover it because I do want this to continue to reduce down. We'll let this cook down for a couple hours until the meat is tender. We'll go ahead and check back in with you as it comes to that point. Every hour or so, just come in, give a light stir, make sure nothing's sticking, and allow this beautiful consommé birria taco to come to life. We are now 3 hours in. The meat is now done. You want your meat to be able to just be pushed apart with a spoon. Perfect. You want to be able to push just a touch bit of pressure in order to have your meat fall apart. You don't just want it to just come apart. It's overcooked at that point. What we want to do is we're going to remove these chunks of meat. It'll be easier to strain this sauce at this point. We might have a couple little pieces in there, but that's okay. We'll get this aside. We're going to go ahead and strain this consommé. fish out a couple of these last pieces of meat that seem to hide from us. Now, if you want to stretch out your consommé a little bit, after we've pulled our meat, go ahead and add water to that because it did reduce for a few hours, or you just add more water at the start. I prefer to go ahead and just add a little bit of water after the meat has been removed. Get this out of the way, and back to straining. When it comes to this, you do not want to use a super fine strainer, but if that's all you got, it is what it is. Make sure you get all that liquid pushed out of here the best you can. So what we have left over, that's what we've strained out. I just want to get this out of the strainer. We're going to go in for one more strain. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little splash of water into this so we can get the rest of what we got in here out. All right, our consommé has been strained. It looks beautiful. You can see this fat that's coming up to the top. That's exactly what we want. The color looks good. It's pretty smooth. So let's go ahead and give this a try. We're really trying at this point to see if we need salt or pepper, as well as seeing how concentrated this consommé has become. If it is too thick for your liking, you could always add a little bit of water. If the taste is too strong, if just too thick, whatever it is, at this point, you could just add water. Delicious. We do need a little bit of salt. Pepper, we are good on. Let's go see if this made me happy. Delish. A little bit spicy. The consommé itself is nice, smooth, silky. This is perfect for what we're going for. At this point, what I want to do is I want to allow this just to sit for a little bit because I do want to remove some of this fat so when we cook the tacos, we can use that fat. While this is sitting, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to chop up some cilantro, we're going to cut up some onions, we're going to cut up some limes, we're going to shred some cheese, and we are going to get these bones dug out of this beef that we had cooking. So we'll catch back up with you guys. So the fat now is coming to the top of our consommé. We're gonna go ahead and take a ladle and get some of this off. If you would like, what you can do is just throw this into the refrigerator. That fat will solidify and you could basically just scrape it right off even easier. But we're just gonna come around the outside. A little trick is what you can do is you could put a couple ice cubes into your ladle and your fat will solidify immediately. But I like to make my life harder, so I'm just taking my time. And it's kind of therapeutic, so there's that. You can see how there's a much lighter color. We've removed some of that fat. We don't want to take everything out, but we took a lot of it out. You can kind of just see the fat hanging out, but a lot of it is gone. So I'm gonna basically describe two different ways that you could finish building your tacos. You could take your shredded beef, you could just shred it by hand and add it to your tacos when they're ready to add the meat. What I personally like to do is I like to take some of the meat together. All right, we're gonna begin to build our tacos. I personally like to sear the meat off a little bit. I think it gives another level of texture. I'm all about that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of that fat that we pulled with a little sauce. I'll throw it down. Going with our tortillas. little more sauce on some of these bad boys. Okay. At this point, I'm going with cheese. Don't be selfish here. Cheese. Okay. Delicious. Going with our beef. I'm going with onions. Boom. Cilantro. Now, fold over our tacos. Oh, we got our cheese sticking to it. Ooh, that's hot. Hot, 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 hot. Beautiful. At this point, I'm gonna just let these sit here for a minute and start crisping up a little bit more. Our birria tacos are finished. I went ahead and used the flat top just for the sake of getting a multiple done at one time. You could easily do it on a stove, just as easy. We need to get our consommé. We need to top that consommé obviously off with some onions, cilantro. Hit it with that lime juice. A little more lime juice. Bam. All right, let's go ahead and try these bad boys out. Oh man. Oh, yes. Delish. Birria tacos, hands down one of the greatest tacos there are. Try this recipe. There's a link down below as always. Let's go in for this consommé. Superb. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch us chef stuff up. Thank you again so much for watching. Have a blessed day. Oh yeah, I'm gonna easily crush all of these. Like there's no question. Okay, you know, I'll share. I'm not gonna be selfish. I'll share with you. You can come and get some.